So in this problem, yet another application of quadratics. We're told that the length of a 200 square foot rectangular vegetable garden is 4 feet less than twice the width. And then we're asked to find the length and width to the nearest tenth of a foot. So we're going to be substituting for either length or width. Since we're given the length in terms of the width, we'll probably be substituting for the length. So let's draw the picture just like we do with any geometric type problem that we can draw the picture. So we draw a rectangle to represent the rectangular vegetable garden. And we're told that the length is 4 feet less than twice the width. So 2w, 2 times the width, minus 4. So 4 feet less. And then the width is just going to be w. So then we're also given the area is 200 square feet. So we have to remember that the formula for the area of a rectangle is length times width. So area equals length times width, which equals 200 square feet. So now let's substitute for the length and width. So 2w minus 4 for the length times the width equals 200. Multiplying through, we get 2w squared minus 4w. And then we'll subtract 200 from both sides. So minus 200 equals 0. And if you'll notice, we could go ahead and factor if we wanted to, but we could go ahead and divide every term by 2. If we divide both sides by 2, we end up getting w squared minus 2w minus 100 equals 0. And then a key factor in this problem that's a good indicator that it won't factor. It doesn't hurt to try, even if by trial and error, but the fact that it says find the length and width to the nearest tenth of a foot, that's a good indicator, though not necessarily the case that it's not going to be an exact value. So therefore, it's not going to factor. So let's go ahead and use the quadratic formula instead. So we have w equals negative 2, our b is negative 2, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so negative 2 squared, minus 4 times 1a times c is negative 100 all over 2 times a, which in this case is 1, so 2 times 1. Further simplifying, we get negative 2 is just 2, plus or minus the square root of negative 2 squared is 4, plus 400, because negative 4 times negative 100 is positive 400, all over 2, which equals 2 plus or minus the square root of 404, which would be 4 times the square root of 101, which is 2 times the square root of 101, all over 2. Factor out and cancel the 2's, so we get 1 plus or minus the square root of 101. And since we're dealing with length and width, since we're dealing with a measurement, we know that we're not going to be using the negative because the square root of 101 is greater than 1, and we can't have a negative value. So there's our width, 1 plus the square root of 101. We haven't taken a decimal approximation yet, but we'll find the length using this value. So length equals 2 times 1 plus the square root of 101 minus 4, which equals 2 plus 2 times the square root of 101 minus 4, which equals 2 times the square root of 101 minus 2. And there's our length. Now, taking decimal approximations of both, that tells us that our length is approximately 2 times the square root of 101 minus 2 is approximately 18.1 feet. And then the width, which is 1 plus the square root of 101, that makes it approximately, again to the nearest tenth of a foot, 11.0 feet. We can check those by multiplying 1 plus the square root of 101 times 2 times the square root of 101 minus 2, and verify that it does equal the 200 square feet that we were given. It does, if we did that, and that verifies that the length is 18.1 feet and the width of the rectangular garden is 11 feet to the nearest tenth of a foot.